As Board Secretary of the Delsey Regional High School District Board of Education, I hereby certify that all provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law, PL 1975, Chapter 231, have been met. Notice of this meeting was mailed to the South Jersey Times, the Sentinel, and the Daily Journal, as well as the municipal clerks of Elk and Franklin Township. May I have a pledge of allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the information of the board, the following candidates were elected as a result of the November 2021 annual election and will be made part of the minutes. For Franklin Township, 2 3-year terms, Mr. Joseph Darminio, Mr. Charles DeWoody. For Elk Township, Mr. Gary Lightfoot. And for a 1-year unexpired term for Franklin Township, Ms. Tina DeSilvio. If those people I have put in front of you a cheat sheet, if you can grab you, stand and repeat after me. There should be one in the packet. Well, I think you might have shorted them. Yes, you did. Yeah, there it is. Mr. Burlington.
Let's go, Frank.
I state your name.
I, Joseph Darminio Sr.,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
I swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state.
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, the government established in the United States and this state,
Under the authority of the people, so help me God.
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Joseph Darminio Sr.,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of Board of Education,
do solemnly swear or affirm that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education,
and not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1, and not disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed under NJSA 18A12-1.
and not disqualified as a voter pursuant to RS 19-4-1. I am not disqualified due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJSA 18A-12-1, and I will
And that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of office according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Joseph Darminio Sr.,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I have undergone a criminal history background investigation for the purpose of ensuring that I am not disqualified.
I swear or affirm that I have undergone a criminal history background investigation for the purpose of ensuring that I am not disqualified as a member
For membership due to conviction of a crime or offense listed at NJSA 18A12-1, and the results are still pending.
membership due to conviction of a crime or offense listed in NJSA, and results are still pending.
Congratulations. Thank you. I know it's long, but that's the rules, so.
I think it gets longer.
With that, I would recommend that the board open the nominations for president. Can I have a motion in a second, please?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The floor is now open for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Kathy Stucci.
Second.
Is there anyone else? Hearing none, I recommend the board close the nominations for president. First and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Since there are no other nominees, there will be no need for a vote. Ms. Katucci, congratulations. Take your seat.
I appreciate everyone's support. So I'm going to open up board nominations for vice president. Go ahead, Ann.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do you have a nomination?
Second.
Make a motion to close nominations for vice presidency.
So moved.
Second.
Make a motion for secretary.
You don't have to pass that, there's only one person on it, so congratulations to Sylvia.
Thank you.
Congratulations or condolences, I don't know.
No, I'm not missing.
So you already have them made up? So you already have them made up?
I just snap one, man.
Make a motion to adopt our existing board policies and regulations.
So moved.
Any corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So you just have to ask for someone to volunteer that.
So is there a volunteer for the
Ms.
existing?
Katucci, I have last year's numbers on that sheet right there if you'd like to look. The attendance sheet for all. They were last year's members.
Oh, very fun.
Okay. Okay, very good. So that is, how would that be? It's here. Here.
11 to 11. That was it.
Does it already know?
Yeah, that's who was last year,
Is that who we're gonna have? for-
unless anybody else would like to volunteer.
Will we have,
Second.
So what happens when you miss a meeting?
We're down for all.
Very good, I'm gonna make a motion to appoint, Tina, so we'll have Tina as an alternate for the delegate for New Jersey School Board Association.
Second.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'll make a motion to appoint, again, Tina Sylvia for the delegate Gloucester County School Board Association.
Second.
Okay, we have a nomination for Dave.
Sorry.
Very good. All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion to appoint Dave Pick as a delegate to the Delsey County School Board Association. And we have a second.
Second.
Do we do
We're good.
I make a motion to approve. We have all in favor for the alternate delegate to the Gloucester County School Board Association for Dave Petrella.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. I'll make a motion to approve the parliamentary procedures for board meetings.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. I make a motion to approve the curriculum and textbooks.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I make a motion to approve the Board of Education, the regular meeting and special meeting dates and times.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? For the information of the board, the School Ethics Act and Code for the school board
members pursuant to New Jersey state law have been distributed. Each member of the Board of Education shall sign an acknowledgement of receipt for the Code of Ethics. Acknowledgement of receipt assures that each Board of Education member has read and become familiar with the Code of Ethics.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a affirmation under everybody's spot for the Code of Ethics. If you could, please sign it and send it back to me by the end of the meeting. Thanks.
Thank you, Tim. So, roll call vote. Mr. Petrella?
Yes. Here.
Mrs. Miller? Mr. Berminio?
Here.
Mr. Lightfoot? Mr. DeWoody?
Here.
Mr. DiMatteo? Mr. Borelli?
Here.
Mrs. DeSilvia? Here. And I myself am present. Do we have any presentations?
We do have two of our favorite presentations. We'll start with Mrs. Brackoville in the middle school.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. I'm here to present Delsey Middle School's Teacher of the Year. This award is long overdue. I think we put it off for a few years because I know the type of person he is. He just does not like being the center of attention and having accolades showered on him. But it is Mr. Freeman. Mr. Freeman's been in education for 23 years, 18 of them here at Delsey Middle School. He is a Delsey grad. He did his schooling in Rutgers Camden for mathematics. At Delsey, he teaches 8th grade math and our algebra students. He also has coached soccer for 9 years and is our varsity basketball coach for a total of 18 years. He is here tonight with his wife, Tammy, and his 2 children, Tommy and Jillian, who are twins, and they are 10 years old. So, Mr. Freeman, come on up here.
I wrote a couple things down. I wanted to make sure I said the right stuff. But I want to thank Jill and the selection committee. I don't know how I guess I'll figure out now how they do this and be a part of the next one. But I wanted to thank them for the nomination and being up here before you and all the parking spot and all that kind of stuff, right? I'd like to thank Dr. Gravener and the Board of Education for acknowledging me here tonight and my family. I'd like to finally publicly thank Frank Borelli, and unfortunately Mr. DiMatteo is not here. Without them, I wouldn't be here, and I know that, I remember that day in your office when he brought me in and said, "Hey, Tommy, listen, we're going to hire you," but, he talked to me the way I needed to be talked to, which is how my father always spoke to me. And he said, "You screw up this much, you're out of here." And, I came here with a little bit of a checkered past, but, Mr. DiMatteo and Mr. Borelli were in my corner, and they took a chance on me, and, I'm very grateful. Delsey has afforded me many opportunities, obviously first teaching math here, but also allowed me to continue to coach at the college level, soccer, and deal with my schedule, and you were able to do that as principal, and then having me coach basketball here, and then coach soccer here after Coach Nestori, who was my coach and a good friend of mine, and it's just been a pass-down effect with the things I've been involved with. Bob Briles was my coach, and then I was able to work here with him his last couple of years here in the middle school. And it was, it's just precious things that have happened to me here because I've gotten the opportunity. Also, being able to give back to the community that was so great to me. I see Mr. Picarillo over there. I had his son as a baseball player at Elk Township. It's just been just nuts how I've been able to be here with the same people and work with the same names and give back to the community that was so great to me. It's unexplainable. If I was working somewhere else, I wouldn't have that same love and pride when it comes to Delsey Regional. I'd like to thank my family, especially my wife. It's been a rough 3.5 years for us with certain things, but we've gotten stronger, and I hope to bring my two here to get the same Delsey experience that I've gotten. I think that's it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good evening, everyone. Congratulations, Tom. There are a lot of people that are good at their job. There are some that are great at their job, and then there's some people that are true difference makers. Our 2022 Teacher of the Year, Lisa Dolby, is a true difference maker. She's also a Delsey graduate. She spends countless hours preparing lessons, delivering instructions to our students in her English classes that are second to none. She has a passion for her students. She is always there for them, always trying to make a difference. She not only makes a difference inside the classroom, but she makes a difference outside of the classroom. She's our co-advisor of the Renaissance Club, involved with the Fairy Godmother Fund, and the immense task of the homecoming festivities that you see every year here at Delsey. She's our key person involved in that. She not only makes a difference with her students, she makes a difference with her colleagues. She is one of our instructional coaches that helps our new teachers get up to speed and hopefully lead them on the way to a successful career. She's a tech mentor that works with the staff in the entire district to make sure that technologically they are where they need to be. She is a true difference maker in every way, and she's Delsey through and through. Lisa Dolby.
Some things down because I didn't want to upstage Tom and come up here and so it's amazing because one of the things I'm going to start off with, it's an honor and a privilege to be Teacher of the Year in a school that I graduated from, in a community that I have deep roots in, and I didn't realize Mr. Burley was sitting there. I couldn't see him. So, you know, I have these great mentors all around me, but they don't just start here, they start when I was little. So to have this is just overwhelming, and Tom said it best. If I was anywhere else, I don't know that I would have this passion, because there's so many of the people even sitting at this table who have helped make me who I am. So I thank the board and the administration for always supporting me and giving me the opportunities to grow and learn and work with the kids and listen to my crazy ideas or wonder why I'm volunteering for something else and still say, come on. I appreciate the support of the parents. I've had a lot of great parents over the year who have supported me, cheered me on, lifted me up, and backed me, and also taught me. This is not always the best thing when you have to deal with a parent, but I've learned from it. The most important thing is my students. I value them more than anything. Of course, I wouldn't be here without them. But they say teachers make an impact on their students, and it is true, but my students have made an impact on me as I've watched them realize their value, persevere through things I couldn't ever imagine, and just take that inner strength and that inner intelligence that they have and foster it and become these wonderful, successful adults that we see that are now coming back. You guys probably get to see it with your students now. I get to see it with my students, and I appreciate all those opportunities. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations. The motion for reading the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Are there any citizens to be heard? Hello, Mr. Kennedy.
Hi. Hi, Debbie. Harry Kennedy, 1578 Fry's Mill Road. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Joe Collins on being the only male sitting at the front table. Congratulations to the 3 women who provide the leadership for Delsey Regional. Congratulations to the newly elected board members. I had never met Mr. DeWoody, but unfortunately or fortunately, I am fairly good friends with Joe Darminio, and he gave me a steady barrage of your qualifications, your cards, and every other factor involving you, and I'm sure you'll be a great addition to the board. To the other members of the board that were reelected, to Tina, congratulations. It's nice to see a family that's serving in so many different areas. That's great. Same thing with Pierre. It's great to see a family serving in so many different areas. I was just want to think about a couple things, gentlemen. First of all, I'm sure you'll miss Dr. Trace and her contribution to the board. As Joe Darminio pointed out, what an expertise she brought in the area of curriculum, and I'm sure that'll be sorely missed, and I'm sure Diane will be back from time to time to communicate with you. But again, Mr. DeWoody brings us a lot in the area of the building trades and his experience in life. I'm sure that'll be great. There were two things I wanted to comment about tonight. First was the Delsey Experience, and Mr. Freeman pointed that out very well. And again, Delsey doesn't rank that high academically in the state of New Jersey, but again, the academic performance of those that have gone here is without peer. Again, my son, as many of you know, is now a vice president at Rowan University, and my daughter will be opening her second law office in beautiful downtown Malaga to go along with her law office and her partner, Leah Vasallo, in Vineland. Again, educated at Delsey, where they got the beginning of their love for mock trial, debate, and many of the other things that go on. But this board is to be commended for some of the excellence it does show. Gary, I think some of this is directed to you. You and I have many disagreements, and I'm sure we'll have them into perpetuity, and we won't agree on many things. But one thing we do agree upon is the excellence that is pursued by Delsey in the area of athletics. There is not a place in the entire state that has a better athletics program than Delsey. And Mr. Freeman was an example of it. The wrestling program being ranked #1 in the state in Group 3, the success of the football team, the basketball team, the cross-country team, the girls' soccer team, and so on. You have a preeminent athletic program, and it's something that we should always be proud of. We can't all be Rhodes Scholars. We can't all be Mensa members. We can't all be intellectually gifted to the point of being brilliant. But we are gifted in the terms of what we have with the athletic programs and the ability that has to assimilate those children into the school system. To see your best football player in years go to Harvard University is a qualification beyond belief. And finally, I'd like to say this, that I noticed one thing, that just like Cambridge is the center of academic life in Massachusetts and Boston, I note that Malaga must be the center of academic life in Franklin Township. Our past two superintendents came from Malaga. The majority of board members have some association in Malaga, and your former solicitor, who now lives in Malaga, will be opening her law office in Malaga. Pierre, may you enjoy that ride by it every day. Thank you, and best of luck to a great year.
Hey, Harry, your football kid that goes to Harvard, he had 22 offers before he took that.
Isn't that, now that shows the skill of not only the coaching staff, but the academic background to make that kind of choice. Congratulations, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Do we have any other citizens to be heard?
Michelle Cunningham, 84 Stephanie Drive. I don't usually write something down before I speak at the board, but I wanted to this evening. First and foremost, I wanted to thank the board, the administration, the teachers, the complete school staff for working hard to keep our kids in school. As a teacher myself, I know that things can be very dicey, day to day, hour to hour. But in that respect, I am also very hopeful and confident that both the high school and the middle school can return to full days next week, as the tentative plan is. I understand this might be quite a task, but I also believe that the district can find ways to ensure that this can occur. For my son himself, being on this schedule this week, he's lost a period and a half from each subject in his academics. And to me, that is unacceptable. He needs to be in school, and he needs to be learning the complete time that he should be at school. Our kids need stability in their education in order to thrive and progress. The constant uncertainty if they will be in school, what schedule they're going to maybe need to follow, is harmful to their education and emotional well-being. While there may be some students who can handle this type of back and forth, there are many that cannot. The district has been focusing on equity and issues of discrimination, yet we are contemplating going to virtual learning, which we know from the past greatly impedes the learning of many and creates mental health issues as well. I am sure you are aware of the jump in suicides that have happened in adolescents and teens last year, especially in girls. I would implore the district to not go back to virtual instruction and to follow the current CDC guidelines when regards to quarantining. I know that the New Jersey Department of Health is dragging their feet on doing that, but we've been following the CDC and what they've been recommending through this whole pandemic, so to me, it would make sense to continue to do that. Again, I am grateful, very grateful, that my son is in school this week. And I also, though, believe that being in school is not a privilege. I believe that it's his right, and that all of our kids should be in school learning, interacting with their classmates, and growing into well-rounded adults. As both Mrs. Dolby and Mr. Freeman said, this is a great school district. I'm not from Delsey, I'm not from Franklinville. My son loves it here, and I want him to be someone who's standing up here in later years, talking to you and talking about how he's done something in this community from this school. That's my comments, and then I just have a couple questions. Do we know the percentage of students and staff that have been forced to quarantine but did not contract COVID? Are those numbers we could get?
I don't think so. I don't know that we've gotten to that granular level, but.
Well, my reason for that question is, to me, it's not worth following a policy if it's not working. If we have a 5% or a 10% amount of students and staff that are contracting COVID, but all the rest are not, then why would a district follow a policy that isn't effective and isn't working? Why would we be keeping healthy people home, especially students from school? So I posed this question to the Franklin District Board today, and we're going to get those numbers in our meeting at the end of January. But I would implore the board to take a look at those numbers. What is that policy doing for our district? My second question is, when will the district Start Strong scores be posted on the website? The Start Strong scores, our district Start Strong, when are we going to be posting them?
They're being presented to the board at the next meeting.
The next meeting? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizens to be heard? Thank you. Please come forward.
Hello, I'm Scott Hitchner. I live in Elmer, New Jersey on Center Street. So I just want to ask, when is enough going to be enough as far as the masks go? You see on MSNBC, they're talking about having kids wear KN95 masks. I was in the Air Force for 6 years. I wore KN95 masks in an auto body shop. They're not something you want to wear for longer than 30 minutes at a time. You lose oxygen, you can't breathe. These kids aren't going to be able to learn if they wear them. As far as the cloth masks, I have SLPs and OTs that are close in my family. They've said that kids that don't normally have IEPs are getting them because they're not getting the facial social development because of these face diapers, I call them. And kids that have IEPs are getting worse from wearing them because they're not watching, the SLP and how they can make the sounds with their mouth and everything. So if Murphy extends his, tyrannical orders to have the kids wear masks, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to enforce it? I assume yes, but I think that's wrong. And these kids are getting held back because of this mask mandate. So that's what I got to say. But congrats to the new president, vice president.
Thank you.
But all right, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you for your insight.
Sure. It's all about data. I mean, data helps. That's what we should act on. That's my thoughts.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Will there be any other citizens to be heard? We can move to the committee meetings. Personnel. Mr. Correll.
Thank you, Madam President. Make a motion to approve the following non-teaching hires, staff hires as listed.
Second.
Roll call vote. Mr. Picciarello.
Yes.
Mr. Germania.
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot.
Yes.
Mr. Dilworthy.
Yes.
Mr. Borelli.
Yes.
Mrs. DeSilvia.
Yes.
President votes yes. Motion passes.
I make a motion to approve the following leaves of absence as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve the following termination or resignations as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve the following staff positions at a previously approved rate for the 2021-2022 school year as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve John Witherspoon as the marching band drill instructor to receive a stipend in the amount of $1,000.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call vote. Mr. Picciarello.
Yes.
Mr. Germania.
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot.
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody.
Yes.
Mr. Borelli.
Yes.
Mrs. DeSilvia.
Yes.
President votes yes. Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve the following HIV staffing changes for the 2021-2022 school year as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve the newly hired teachers to attend the equity professional development session, 1 hour per month paid, with, paid for through the school climate transformation grant.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve Brian Ferrer for a 7-period stipend from December 20, 2021 through January 31, 2022 at a rate of $5,000 prorated.
Any questions? Roll call vote. Mr. Picciarello.
Yes.
Mr. Germania.
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot.
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody.
Yes.
Mr. Borelli.
Yes.
Mrs. DeSilvia. Yes. President votes yes. Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve the following staff to chaperone the senior trip from March 22nd to March 25th, 2022 as listed.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you very much for your report. Budget and Finance, Mr. Picciarello.
I make a motion to approve the board secretary's report in accordance with state statute for the month of November 2021. The board secretary is certified that no line item account has been overexpended under state statute, and there are sufficient funds available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's report in accordance with state statute for the month of November 2021. The treasurer's report and the secretary's report are in agreement with the month of November 2021.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve, in accordance with state statute, the certification of the board secretary's report. There's no change in anticipated revenue for the amount or revenue sources.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve the board's education certification on the state statute that we certify after review the secretary's monthly financial report and upon consultations with the appropriate district officials, best to our knowledge, no major accounts or funds have been ever expended in violation of state statute, and that there are sufficient funds available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year.
So moved. Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve the report of transfers for November 2021.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call vote, Mr. Picciarello?
Yes.
Mr. Dominion?
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot?
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mrs. DeSilvia? Yes. President Briggs, yes. Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve the following bills as listed.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call vote, Mr. Picciarello?
Yes.
Mr. Dominion?
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot?
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mrs. DeSilvia?
Yes.
President Briggs, yes. Motion passes.
That's all. President.
Thank you very much for your report. Okay. Education, did you get one to,
I'll take it.
thank you.
Well, I make a motion to approve the following clinics, workshops as listed.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call vote, Mr. Picciarello?
Yes.
Mr. Dominion?
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot?
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mrs. DeSilvia? Yes. President Briggs, yes. Motion passes.
I make a motion to approve the submission of the fiscal year 2021 ESEA Title I Performance Report.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
I make a motion to approve the following new course proposals, revisions as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
I make a motion to approve the Delsey Regional District Safe to Reopen Plan. Update is required every 6 months by the New Jersey Department of Education.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
I make a motion to approve the following Rowan University students for the clinical experience placement as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you very much, Mr. Birmingham. Okay, very good. Do I have someone retake the policy?
I'll take it. Give Joe a break. I make a motion to approve the following first read, I'm sorry, approve the first read of the following policies and regulations as listed.
Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you very much. Athletics, Mr. Lightfoot.
Make a motion to approve the following athletic positions for the 2021-2022 school year as listed.
Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions?
You want to keep going?
Yeah. Motion passes.
I make a motion to approve the following facilities request as listed.
Any- Thank you. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Thank you very much, Gary. Cafeteria, Mrs. DeSilvia.
I make a motion to approve the following cafeteria report for November 2021 as listed.
Thank you. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Transportation, Mr. Dominion.
I make a motion to approve the following 2021-2022 transportation jointures as listed.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes.
I make a motion to approve homeless student transportation contract with Black Horse Pike Regional School District at the rate of $60 a month for 2 students.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call vote, Mr. Cucciarella.
Yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot.
Yes.
Mr. Woody.
Yes.
Mr. Borelli.
Yes.
Mrs. DeSilvia.
Yes.
President Rose, yes, motion passes.
I make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement for transportation services with the Pittman Public Schools Board of Education.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes. Thank you very much. Superintendent's report.
Recommend the board approve the following special education student tuition placements as listed.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call vote, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Mr. Dominion.
Yes.
Mr. Lightfoot.
Yes.
Mr. Woody.
Yes.
Mr. Borelli.
Yes.
Mrs. DeSilvia. President Rose, yes, motion passes.
Recommend the board approve the following field trips in accordance with our fee schedule and educational significance as listed.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes.
Recommend the board approve the submission of the CUSAC DPR.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes.
Recommend the board acknowledge the receipt of the December 2021 high school, middle school HIB report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes.
Recommend the board approve the November 2021 high school, middle school HIB report as presented last month.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes.
And your district reports are there for your tours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brady. Executive board members report. Joe, do we have anything?
The link's there for school boards. There's some things coming out now that the new administration's in. We should have some more information in the next couple of months.
Thank you so much. School business administration report.
Recommend the board approve the school health insurance fund indemnity agreement.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Abstention? Motion passes.
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any old business to be heard? Does anyone have any new business to be heard? Would there be any further citizens that would like to be heard?
I do. Lynette Peterson, 23 Covey Place in Monroeville. I just want to say that I think, is it Ms. Cunningham? Took the words out of my mouth with everything that she said. For the past 2 years, we've been following the same processes over and over and over, and we're not getting any better of a result. I think the CDC, the WHO, Fauci, whoever has had a long enough time to figure it out, something that's going to work. I don't think you can control a virus. I think you've been following the New Jersey Department of Health by the book. I know that they are recommending for children that are unvaccinated to be vaccinated to play school sports or to be tested weekly, twice weekly. I don't think it's appropriate to be testing healthy children or to require a child to put something that is still experimental, that we don't know what's inside of it. The FDA approval is not available in the United States. You can call Pfizer and ask. I did. It's not available. There's no date of when it is going to be available. So everyone is still getting emergency use, and I think a lot of parents don't feel comfortable, and a child shouldn't feel comfortable or doesn't to have to play sports to put something in their body. And I hope that because you've been following the New Jersey Department of Health's guidelines, that what they're putting out as a recommendation is something that you take into huge consideration, because I think it's extremely, I can't even believe that we're in this part of the world right now that we're dealing with this and facing this. So I don't really know what else to say about that. I'm not sure where our country's vaccination percentage is. I believe it's somewhere around 60%. And yet we have the highest infection rate globally as of 4 days ago. So obviously, whether they're vaccinated or unvaccinated, they're still getting it. Whether they're boosted, they're still getting it. I know family, I know friends, I know many people in the healthcare industry that are still getting it. So I would just hope that we really look into that before anything is voted on, if it's voted on, if it's not mandated or whatever. But really what Ms. Cunningham said, it's hard for me to put everything into words just because we are having a lot thrown at us as parents right now. And I think, you know, adults are being told they're going to lose their job if they're not, you know, following certain things. But when you come after our kids, that's kind of when the mama bears do come out. So I guess that's really all I have to say. I tried to sit back and not say anything, but
I appreciate you stepping up.
thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff, we're doing the executive session.
Yeah, for what was there any more citizens?
Okay, motion.
No more citizens?
I'd like to make a motion for executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're going to take, clear the room for executive session, and we'll be able to.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.
Did you wait?